this is John Kvale, and this is your fancy February video review. We've got a new intro, we've got new music, a couple of different headshots here. So we hope you enjoy. We're still going to do our blog podcast format, which takes a little bit longer, but we've got a short blog post because it was a short month, but we covered a lot of ground. So here we go. Thanks very much. All right, so here is the actual blog post, and we'll run over this. Again, February, the shortest month of the year, but wow, we covered a lot of ground. I actually had a conference out west that we talked about that Donald crashed after 32 minutes, and we'll talk about that some more in the actual newsletter that's coming up. But I wanted to review a couple of posts that created a lot of attention, and one was the probate process. And this is an actual probate that I went to in February and attended and completed, in January. And there's a lot of rumors that go on out there about, I put in the original blog post, and I'll hot link it. I didn't hot link it yet here, but I'll hot link back to the full post. There's a lot of rumors about probate being a terrible, awful thing. And California, Florida, New York, yes, it can be tough. But for the most part, most of the states are in pretty good shape. Here's a couple of things that occurs. Number one, going through probate creates a letter of testamentary. It's not usually complicated, although some states can be. That's what I meant. Probate is mostly needed for real estate and non-beneficiary titled account ownership. I'm not a big fan of the joint executors. In certain cases, it can occur, but it's just not my favorite things. Here's a funny one. Not all estates even have to be probated under certain scenarios. And I'm throwing these out. These are nuggets of information that I've learned over the past 30 years. Inventory, I just learned this one actually in our January probate. I didn't know this, but inventory of assets may not be needed. Generally, you'll have to do an inventory of your assets and present that publicly. Okay. If you want privacy, if you live in a state that is cumbersome, or if you just want a trust is the way to go. We love trust. We've really warmed up to trust. We're very effective with trust. We can help you manage, set up, review, replace, adjust trusts. The most important, this goes for trust or probate, the most important item here is that basically have it organized up front. And that means not only doing a good job organizing it, but we'll keep a copy of all of your estate information in your vault that's accessible. We're updating a flow chart of folks' estate plan. And most importantly, if things change, you got to review it every so often to see if things have changed. Okay, enough lecturing. Here we go. This is an excellent post, the very abbreviated version, but if you turn age 50 this year, you will have the ability to put an extra $6,000 in your 401k plan or the like. So normal amount is $18,000. You can put extra $6,000, moves you up to $24,000. Those are big tax savings dollars. Here's the deal. The issue is most employers, especially employers, do not automatically enroll you in that. And not only have I found that is not automatically enroll you, sometimes for the first 2 years you have to keep asking them until you really get in the system. There's an extra 1K for IRA and Roth and other types of vehicles. Here's the IRS reminder statement that shows it. Just a good reminder. We reach out to folks that are in this kind of calendar as a review as well. But what we don't like to do is we don't like to run right up against the end of the year and then go, oh, we got to pump a bunch of money in there. So we're trying to even it out a little bit. And this came from, here's where I mentioned Donald the brain crashed in 32 minutes. If you didn't see this, it's worth a click on. It was really funny. But I went out west end of January, 1st of February, had a fantastic, long, very, very long couple of days, talked to lots of speakers. You're going to see some more on David Cameron. I've got a nice picture with David Cameron, got to visit with David Cameron briefly. But here's something that came out, and this is kind of timely right now, and that is, will this euro survive? I had a lot of folks ping me back and say, no, from all over. Here's the deal. Marine Le Pen wins. Everybody said no. Basically, she is a no euro French politician, and it doesn't look like she's going to win at this time, but had two different, David Cameron and a very, very terrific economist from Canada, say by chance, and another person, by chance on the April 23rd, 17 vote, that if she is elected, it's likely that the euro will not survive. I'm not going to say our posture on the euro right now, other than if it doesn't survive, I do think it might not be as big of a deal. I mentioned here that the Brexit, the capital market shook for 3 days, U.S. president shook for 3 hours, the euro breakup, capital markets shake, unknown. Shake. Will it be disturbing? Could be, maybe not. All of these expert speakers said, this would be a big deal, and so to watch out for it. So it's on our radar. We're watching it. Again, she doesn't appear to be winning, but the polls have been very, very wrong, as many of you have reminded me. So just another reason to review and kind of we try and pull nuggets of information that we find very interesting. So a couple of financial planning tips, and I hope you enjoy our fancy new intro. We've got some other great stuff that's coming along, and there's an intro and an exit and new music. So thank you for your review. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to talking to you again in March.